Hello everyone. I am Allison and welcome to my weekly Meltdowns coverage of Survivor 44. I accidentally hit the go live button before Beth showed up. So, yeah, there she is. Hey. I hit the live button by mistake, Beth. I was piddling around and I hit I don't know what
I
I
didn't get
was
anything ready.
Well, honey, this is my
You're all
weekly
good.
meltdown, the equate of podcast. What are we, the unofficial Survivor podcast?
Yes, we're the unofficial Survivor podcast. So if you want to figure out what the hell's going on for real, you listen
Rob
to
is
us.
casting right now. Go on over. Come back later.
Oh, man. Oh, Allison, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I've got my kind of new background. It's the rod I bought is too small, so it's all scrunched up. You're not getting the effect of what's supposed to be happening
You
here.
got a small rod?
Okay, first of all, you open the gate and I'm coming right in.
With your balls dropping?
Let me tell you something about Jeff Probst. Dude, come on, man, with the balls drop. Apparently, if you hold your big, fat, stiff stick up in the air long enough, you keep your balls from dropping. So keep your stick up.
Should I have pigtails like this? Would I look
Go
like
ahead. Daddy's not here. Daddy's away. Tyler, Daddy is out of town. No, he's not. He's editing video. He came in and I gave him shit about it. I said, it's like calling in sick to work, but you show up anyway.
I don't want you calling him daddy.
Daddy.
When I had my hair up like this and you said daddy's not here, that really did something to me that I'm sure took like 15 years off my life.
You're going to have to get used to me calling you daddy when next time I come to New York and I have you wearing that Pedro Pascal mask in front of Radio City Music Hall for our photo shoot. Inside joke, but it's going to happen.
We're so good at podcasting. We're like, first of all, here's inside joke. Second of all, we're going to press live.
Hey, Matt went home.
Oh, yeah, Matt went home.
Anyway, so what have you been doing this week? Woo!
Well, I'm going crazy. That's what it is.
I'm sad that Matt left. I will say that. I'm very sad.
My heart is broken, but my draft is happy.
Oh, where is the draft? Oh, I got to upload it. That's what I was doing. I was going to banners because there's a little thing of the brand on the side. And you keep this well-oiled machine running.
I will. I will put the wrong fuel in it right now. But anyway,
put diesel in that Ford Fiesta.
That's right. So first of all, hello to Matt in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being our mod. So we see Matt go home tonight, which I feel like I knew about halfway through. Well, I had two thoughts. To the My Weekly Meltdown people, I was like thinking to myself, yeah, Matt's going to go. There's this montage of him and Franny, like a relationship we haven't seen have a montage like that since Rob and Amber. So I was like, okay, then this is clearly Matt's going then. But with like my RHAP draft people, I'm going back and forth and being like, Lauren's going, guys, because we chose Lauren to be the one who stays tonight. And of course she goes. So I'm happy for my draft that we did well tonight, but I'm sad in my heart for Matt going home.
I'm sad, and I'm also a little peeved with CBS because, first of all, zero effort in the description on YouTube TV, by the way. Castaways on an island, vote someone off, and someone's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Why don't you just say a bunch of people are marooned on an island, which really isn't true. They're on an island for $1 million. A bunch of people are marooned on an island, find a fuck ton of idols, and confuse Allison because I can't keep up anymore with who's got what?
Who's got what?
Who's got how many idols? Listen, here's the thing. They lost me at the immunity challenge. Well, here you go. Don't drop your balls. Hold up your big stiff stick, and we're going to do this. Whoever wins immunity in their group of 5 wins immunity for themselves. But then, if one more person in that group is the last person standing, then you get immunity for that whole group. But it doesn't have to be the group, it can be either group. But there's going to be 2 people who have immunity. So that's 2 people that can't be voted out. And then you got this. And to quote my 17-month-old grandson, okay.
And then what does he do with like stop or something like that?
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna get ADD here. My grandson watches. He's obsessed with Miss Rachel, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I'm feeling down, I watch Miss Rachel too on YouTube. It's freaking amazing. She teaches these kids life. It's a beautiful show. She teaches them how to sign in each show, something new. And for the ones that can't completely say, speak full sentence, he says more. If he's hungry and he's eating, he's like, do you want any more? And he goes, more. And then of course he can say, all done. And okay. And then he says, nope. It says no. But he says, stop. When you're getting onto it, stop it. No, stop.
No, but he says it's so cute. He goes, stop.
Yeah. Or he goes, no.
Well, that he gets from Grandma Allison. There's not even a no. His next phrase is going to be, let me tell you something.
He has his own fly swatter. His is green, by the way. You've seen it. He swings it around and he tries to slap me with it. But, who doesn't? Get in line, buddy. You haven't been on this earth long enough to slap me. You don't work at Waffle House.
Speaking of green things, the Survivor tribe. No, okay. I couldn't make that as a transition. But bringing it back to the whole reason why I guess we're podcasting tonight. You know what? Honestly, it's probably a good thing we didn't have a guest join us tonight because there's no way it would have been a fulfilling experience to only talk about Survivor at that point.
It wasn't that great of an episode. It was kind of it was a good episode, but it wasn't great. I mean, we had the Matt and Franny montage was sweet. I honestly had no idea he was going. You know how I am. I'm kind of peeved at CBS because, I'm just freaking Dateline, CSI, and the shit. 2020, 48 Hours Mystery. Every time somebody's confessional comes up. Did you hear me say one time in the chat, or read it rather, so-and-so, Danny looks clean.
Yep. No,
Carl
I didn't hear
looks clean. Nothing, because they're taking it away from me. And I'm like, dude, how about you take away some idols?
Okay, so that's the real. There's 2 real discussions we have to talk about tonight because I want to, when we get to the tribal council, I want to talk about the layers of what happened with that vote because I actually think it's really interesting. But before that, let's talk about the fact that even I, as a modern survivor like apologist, can no longer apologize for the amount of advantages and such. I love what we're doing here is a great twist. I thought the way that the immunity challenge was with the twist that somebody on that, jury not voting other team could take control of somebody's vote. I thought that was great because what it's doing is sending a message to other people. It's also telling the other tribe, like, here's who we want to stay. So whether that's good or bad. So then you have to kind of go, do we double bluff and go for somebody that they're not expecting? There's aspects to that I love, but you can't throw that in there when there's also shot in the dark. There's an extra vote out there. There's fake idols. There's real idols. And I think that's all the advantages that are out there right now because every other thing is gone at this point. It's gotten to the point. I'm going to say this.
Say that now, Elizabeth.
What I'm going to say
that
something.
There's nothing else out there.
Oh no. Right now. There will be next week when they get another freebie passed to them somehow.
Participation trophies.
Yeah. I think some of us would feel like this isn't as bad if we felt like people were having to do something or make a decision or whatever. And even then, I know that people would still be like, no, it's way too many. And I agree to a certain extent, of course. But when it's just run and try a whole bunch of keys and then bring it back, that's not as interesting as something as like, here's the key. What are y'all going to do about it? Or
Who, man, I would have put the key in the middle of that table and just said, have at it. This is the
right?
Survivor the Purge.
Or how about the whole thing turns into you have to vote for somebody on your team, cannot be yourself, and they have immunity, but they get to cast a vote for whoever they want and just do it that way.
Wait, look, Matt's got something good in the chat. I would like to play my advantage, which lets me create my own advantage.
Could
Advantage.
could you imagine if you just stuck it to Jeff that way and be like, well, Jeff, since a lot of the things we can't even count on being legitimate parts of Survivor anymore, like apparently we can just attach notes from real idols to fake idols and trick people that way, for example, or you can just say, hey, you want immunity? Just kidding. Someone smashed an hourglass and now you don't have immunity. Like we could just play with that now. So I've decided to play with production and say I'm playing my created advantage, and my advantage is that for the next 6 tribal councils until the end of the season, I am immune.
Like, good God, I would give any, this is how it goes in our chat. You and Tyler are talking real game, and I just pop in with my random shit. Like, I'm so bored right now. And then it's like, I'm trying to decide. Y'all like, this is, and I go, you know where my head's at or up? I got to poop. And I don't know if I want to do it 10 minutes before the show or wait till it's over.
That was a pretty great message. And I meant to respond to that, but the show came back on and I didn't care to.
Y'all are so, to me, it's like, oh, here goes Elsie. Any excuse to talk about poop.
Again.
Gotta
love poop talk. So, but going back to the point that I was just trying to make is that I do think that this particular twist is very interesting. And I hope that I really hope that what this season is a growing pains from it, both an editing and an advantage perspective, where they're able to say, we liked how these things work together. So maybe that's all we do next time is just these 2 things. Or we liked how this worked out, but we didn't like these other situations and advantages getting thrown into. That's where I really hope we're going with this.
Man, I don't know, but I was. Why did Matt take his bag?
Why did Matt announce at Tribal Council that he didn't have his bag? Because then that made it easy for them to not have to split the vote on him.
I wouldn't have noticed. Would you have noticed?
What?
That he didn't have his bag if he hadn't said anything. Like, I wouldn't even.
I might have noticed ahead of time, but when you're announcing, hi, I don't have my shot in the dark or my idol, which may or may not be real. And the whole reason why people were splitting the vote was because they thought maybe you might have an idol, which may or may not be real on you. There's no need to split the vote anymore, so that your plan with Jam Jam is no longer going to happen. So that's why it made it even more solidified when the Green Tribe essentially stands up and goes, no, save Matt. And I'm going to take someone who's not Matt and tell him whatever. Like, it's not their fault. But at the same time, you just sit back and you're like, well, there's no reason for us to vote for Jam Jam when we look and say first of all, there's a scary couple within this huge amount of numbers that are going against us.
True.
Why would you not vote for Matt in that situation?
But I am kind of glad that Matt did say something, because I still have my number 1 pick. Yeah. I may not have as many people as everyone else. This is rare.
No, you and I are both have 3, and I'm.
Oh yeah. That's true. How the hell wouldn't it be something if hold on one second. I want to try to do this kind of weird thing that. Where is it? Hold on. Damn it.
Okay.
Whoa! Oh, no, we are not doing that. Okay, picture within a picture. Picture, shift 7. Okay, hold on. We're going to do something new. Shift 7.
We're shifting 7.
Shift 7. Yes, never mind. So, I was just going to try to share my, anyway. I was just saying, wouldn't it be something that he has all these people, and he still loses?
Just do present down here at the bottom.
Yeah, but it's in the thing here. I can't do it the way I normally would do. But I don't need to be seen anyway. Who cares? I look like shit. So you look beautiful, by the way. I do not. Um,
Oh, thanks. You
can
look
I say,
absolutely gorgeous, but
Beth, can I feel like it's your responsibility because she's in your draft, but Carolyn, who I
yes.
love to the moon and back, and I would love to. Can someone please, for the love of God, splash some water on her? I don't know what she's carrying the weight of all the sand on the beach. Why,
Oh,
girlfriend? What is happening right now? It wants
she's
to just
becoming one with the beach.
okay. Then there you go. That's fine. Do what you need to
But
do. But
also, Jam Jam is also like the and Brandon. The three of them I've noticed have a lot of sand on them at all times.
they all do, and they. It's. I've only
But
been to the beach so many times, and I get annoyed with it getting stuck to me, and my legs itch, and my feet, and just whatever. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Allison, I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
let's be 1,000% real. Sand, 100% getting in your coochie when you're on this show.
Oh yeah, we've had this combo for many, many years. It's getting in everything, and that's like, why are you giving condoms out on the beach? I ain't getting nothing. What happens if you're having sex and it gets all the way up inside your ovaries?
Your
Ovaries.
ovaries. That's
Your
not,
ovaries. What if
that's not
that?
how it works.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I don't
Your
know.
uterus?
My uterus. I have one child. That probably should. That's all you need to know. I'm not an expert. It doesn't go in your ovaries. It goes in your
No.
uterus. Okay.
It goes okay, so your
What do the
vagina,
ovaries do?
your now we're going to turn this into a biology lesson. Okay, so you have the vagina, which is the cavity inside. So the
Yes.
sand would go into the vagina, and then maybe a grain or something would be able to go through the cervix, which is the
Okay.
opening into the uterus. The uterus receives things from the upper ends of it through the fallopian tubes, and that's where the eggs come through from the ovaries on either side. So ovaries, every human starts with ovaries. And then if your second X chromosome becomes a Y chromosome, they descend and become
And
testicles.
okay, that I knew.
And your
Of course I
vagina goes the other way and
yeah,
becomes a penis.
that I knew. That I knew that the ovaries became balls.
So,
Because if there's anything I know about, it's nuts. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're fine. Also, this has nothing to do with Survivor, but because we're talking about sexual biology, what I think is really fascinating is if somebody who is pregnant has a female that they're pregnant with, they have the DNA of their potential grandchildren inside them because women and other people who are born with uteruses and ovaries, you were born with all the eggs you will have, which means in utero you had all the eggs that you will ever have,
Okay.
which means that your mother was holding on to those eggs inside you as well. So when you are pregnant with a girl, you are pregnant with your, like, in a weird way, your potential future grandchild is, or
But not a
children.
boy, but not my son. Because I have a son, one son. So because I don't want to sit here and go, oh my God,
It's half of
I'm
somebody.
carrying the tree trunk of a family tree in
Well,
my uterus.
so Cloud
Yeah.
would not have been exactly, because like boys create semen all the time. It's not like they were born with every sperm they would ever have. Could you imagine how fucking large the testicles would be when they were born? If that were the
They're
case.
pretty big when they come out, honey. It looks okay.
But
Or
imagine if you were a guy and you were born with all the sperm you would ever have. It's like after just like, I don't know, a few ejaculations, the
you
human
couldn't
race
walk.
dies.
You couldn't walk. They would be. You'd have
No,
elephant
I mean,
balls.
like,
You'd have to drag them. You'd have to get one of those little scooters. That guy, like
there would
people.
be no continuation of the human race.
No, because no, remember Christmas from Big Brother who broke her leg and she got to
Yeah.
vote in the hospital and play and it was so dumb. She's on her scooter with her look. You'd have your nuts sitting on the scooter. You'd have a nut scooter. They would have to
A nut
invent something
scooter.
for you to carry your balls. A ball, an actual ball sack. You get like a crossover body bag and you just curl up and put them in there. And I don't know. Maybe they need to be drained. I don't know. Balls
But th-
drop anyway when you get
but
older.
here's the thing. Again, if what if you were to be born with all your sperm and semen, once you're done with it, like once you just have a few ejaculations, it's done, which means that there's no continuation of the human race.
There are some men out there that I believe this should happen to because they do
I
not
would
need to
say
have
it's
children.
most men.
Most,
And also most women. I'm
because we
telling you, I
can't
feel
have
like we shouldn't
abortions
have
anymore. We
we
can't
shouldn't
get, we
I feel
can't,
like we
no,
shouldn't we should
yeah,
just stop having children.
yeah.
As
We can't,
we're
we have no
messing up the
control of
world,
our
guys.
bodies anyway. So why don't we just snip them? We got to
Listen,
be snipped. You got to be snipped.
if we've learned anything from this season of Survivor, it's that uh Survivor is a metaphor for what humans have done to the earth, which is just throw way too much shit at it, right? So
Uh-huh.
Survivor producers are humans, Survivor the game is the world, and what we are doing is putting too much stress on it and it's breaking. Do you like how I tried to connect it?
Yeah, but the world sucks right now. There's just so much bull crap going on, and the priorities are not where they need to be. They're focused on other things. And it's kind of like in the game of Survivor, we're focused on too many idols and all this junk going on. Um, I I really thought Danny might go.
I think we're planting the seeds. I would not be shocked if either Heidi or Lauren goes next week. And I think that Danny is probably going a little farther, but I feel like it's going to end up being Danny versus Brandon for a while, like the head of Ratu, the head of Soka. And then
Yeah.
you have this like Carson, Jam Jam, Carolyn middle, and they kind of bounce back and forth.
Man, Jam Jam making it through, coming through again, man.
I
And
yeah, I really
Puerto
think that.
Puerto Rico, man, growing up there and listening to his story, it's just, oh, I'm listening to Matt and he's crying. I'm listening to Jam Jam and he's crying. And it's like, why do we have to vote either one of them out? Who on this, who do I hate even more than these two? Because I honestly don't hate them anymore. So hold on, let's just say it. Somebody say, hey, let's not vote for them. I got an extra vote. I'm going to use it. I'm going to wreak some havoc. But guess what? The extra vote didn't get used.
Well, it's interesting. I think that Heidi was trying to see if she could take both votes from Lauren. Okay. When I think the more strategic thing would have been to ask Jeff ahead of time before taking someone's vote, and then learning that and actually stealing Jamie's vote. Because then you're saying, Jamie, I'm making you vote with Soka. I'm not letting you go back to Ratu right now.
I apologize. I thought she had an extra vote. It was stealing a vote.
No, she had an extra vote.
Oh, she had an extra. Who had to steal a vote?
It was a control a vote, which was what Heidi did that to Lauren.
Oh,
she controlled the vote, but then Lauren didn't actually vote with the extra vote because once again, she didn't need it to. She now knew that all three of them were going to put their votes on Matt, or the two of them were going to put their votes on Matt, and Jam Jam was obviously now going to vote for Matt. So she knew that mathematically, even though she had to vote for Jam Jam, there was no way that her vote was needed anymore. They were only going to split the vote when she had the two votes and there was the two other guys, and they were going to split those votes when they weren't sure if Matt had an idol or not. And then Matt says, I don't have my bag with any sorts of tricks in it, and tells everybody I don't have anything. And then they're like, okay, great. So I really think in this situation, one of the best things they could have done was either say, vote for Jamie, like Henning saying in the chat, or and been like, let's put this right there. Let's put it right on the table. Let's vote for Jamie. Because I actually think that Brandon and Lauren may have looked at each other like, interesting, because all it would have taken in that situation would be for Matt and Jam Jam to just go, sure, we're voting Jamie. And I don't know why they wouldn't have done that.
Girl, I don't know what's going on anymore. I was trying to figure out. I'm still like, who was on the tribe that got to not okay? Who was on the tribe that won? Danny, Carson,
Franny, Carson, Heidi, Carolyn,
Man, I need a Carolyn and Jam Jam reunion after his
It
speech.
is
Him,
gonna happen.
I need it to happen because they belong. We belong
Together.
together. We belong together. Jam Jam and Carolyn. They can be. Then we can find their names and make them Yammerlin.
Yeah.
Jammerlin.
Or
Jammerlin? I don't know.
Cam
Stupid.
Cam.
Cam Cam. See, that's what I need you for. It's
There
so
we
much
go.
better than that shit I just gave it. I
I
just
also
really love them
There's
together.
another thing in this episode that I think was a really missed opportunity for some
Mhm.
strategic play from the Orange Tribe, specifically Franny, which is I don't understand why Franny didn't drop before the purple team. If she wanted to ensure her
Mhm.
safety and Matt's, why wouldn't you you're going as far as you can, then you could just say like, "Oh no, I lost." You're already going to have immunity and Matt will have immunity. So why did that matter so much?
Tyler Lyons. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Tyler Lyons wants to know, can y'all tell me what I should write for the description of the podcast? Allison was bored. We had a lot of ADD.
Allison pressed live before Beth even got into the
Dude,
studio.
did you even see that, Tyler? I was going into the brands thingy to add to see if you would, if the thing was in there, and I hit the freaking live button. So
And
I'm
I
sorry.
joined and I was like, oh, I guess we're live.
And I'm just sitting here going, hi. Wow. It is like, I'm just sitting here going, man, I haven't done a podcast so completely alone in 5 effing years. I need to do one. That
Yeah.
scared me to death.
Oh God.
By the way, if you are watching Yellow Jackets on Showtime, join me and Rory the Virgo on Mondays or Tuesdays. It depends. One of the two.
It
Join us.
depends.
It depends. And join us Wednesdays if you're first time for Survivor. And when Big Brother starts, we'll go live on Thursdays.
Sure.
And we do a lot of stuff on Patreon sometimes. But yeah, I'm sad Matt's gone. And I didn't really see the next week. What's happening next week? Did they even show that? I didn't even see it.
Yeah, you went live when they were showing.
That's why.
So it looks like Carson's getting a little sick next week. It looks like so Danny and Franny have an intense conversation where they say, I think it's time we get out of Ratu. So it's
Mhm.
that tribe, the Green Tribe, is going to be going after the Orange Tribe, which is why I think Carolyn, Jam Jam, and Carson are sitting pretty.
Yeah.
This is, mark my words, this is the beginning of the Jam Jam Power acquisition storyline.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win. And no one is doing, you know what I'm saying? Every time that you keep Jam Jam in the game, you need to be thinking of this. Red flag. Because he's gonna win.
I'm not gonna lie, I sat back and I was like, what are those red flags for?
That's my new thing on Yellow Jackets. There's a very awkward couple, and there's a bunch of weird stuff going on. And Rory and I just pull up the red flags and just talk about this fucked up relationship. But anyway, here, let's take the red flag. Red flag. So Jam Jam's still in the game. Brandon's still in the game. That is Lauren.
Yep, Lauren.
Yes.
And she still has her extra vote because she did not use it tonight.
Carolyn's still in the game. Heidi, is that Heidi?
Yep.
Heidi's still in the game. Jamie?
Yep.
Man,
Jamie has done so much better than I thought she would in this game.
I honestly thought she was going to go. I don't know why. I thought she was going to go. Danny's still in the game.
It would have been the smartest move for literally everybody if she had gone.
But, we're obviously not playing smart. Carson's still in the game, Franny. And this guy on the very end. Who is this, Ian? What's his name?
Kane.
Good God. What has he done? I'm not shitting on the guy, but I mean, like, for this guy pops up on screen and I'm like, oh, my 10th grade pre-algebra teacher is on this show. But I don't know what he's got. Does everybody have something at this point, or is it who doesn't have anything?
Okay, so I'll go over what people have, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Danny and Carolyn have the only 2 idols left in the game, and they're real.
Okay, they're real.
Jamie has a fake idol that she thinks is a real idol.
That Danny planted.
Exactly.
Oh
No,
my
no,
God,
no,
I
not that
knew
not
no?
that Danny planted. Sorry, no. What Matthew be the one who got medevaced or like quit the game. He
Okay,
planted it and led her to it, and then she got swapped to another tribe.
I
So
was feeling
she
so
thinks
good.
she has a real idol, but she does not. And not Heidi, sorry, Lauren has an extra vote still. That's
Okay.
all that's out there.
The Carson, Franny,
Oh, and I
Canes
think
don't have
Brandon
anything.
might have a fake idol as
Okay.
well, I think. But that's it. But those, like, in terms of actual things, it's only Danny and Carolyn with an idol and Lauren with an extra vote.
And you know what I noticed? 2 weeks in a row, guys went out for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it
Technically, 3 weeks in a row because
yeah,
Matt got medevaced the week before. Matthew.
true. Matthew.
Matthew, then
Matthew.
Josh, then Matt. So
Okay. So I'm looking at this and I'm not gonna lie. I'm confident. I'm confident in mine. If so far, if you're listening and you can't see what we're talking about, I apologize. I forget about the actual podcast, but thank you for listening. Allison still has number one pick Jam Jam, number two Brandon, and Lauren. Beth still has Carolyn, which was your third pick,
mhm,
Heidi,
mhm,
and Jamie,
mhm.
her last two. And Tyler has his second pick, his second winner pick, which was Danny, second Carson, and then the final two, Franny and Kane. I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, and of course I'm going to win, but I don't need to rub that in. Okay, the wound's open, the salt's in there, it's
What are you
closed.
going to do if Carolyn wins and I
I will
win?
freaking be happy. I will be look, I will be happy with whoever wins as long as it's not Kane, because I don't know what he's doing. He's not doing that. But I mean, I'll be happy with anybody winning at this point. But I just really I'm pointing at my screen as if you guys can see me pointing at my screen. I don't know if you can see me right now, Beth, but I'm like pointing at my screen. I
I
have a
can't see you.
feeling you can't.
No, I'm not logged into
Oh,
this
okay.
account, so.
Um, Jam Jam, Jam Jam, I think is still going to be in the final three. Okay, I kind of am changing up mine a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to be, and I have nothing against women. So, guys, please don't think that I don't think a woman can make it to final three, because they do. I'm just going off my psychic ability that I
Mhm.
have. My left eye starts twitching, and I know what I'm talking about. That's why I've picked winners year after year. So or the one of the winners of my draft. So, Jam Jam, Brandon, Danny. And I think that the fourth person in this scenario, unfortunately, could be Carolyn
I think it's
or
gonna be Carson.
Carson. See, I'm thinking it's going to be like uh, Carolyn or a Heidi J or something like that, and they go out in fire making. Not that a
So,
woman can't make fire,
I
but
think it's Carson that goes out purely because last week they had this incredible and, like, it just felt like an out of place editing moment that
Mhm.
I caught on, and Tyler said the same thing, so it tells me that it was, like, subliminal messaging, but it had fire reflected in Carson's, glasses while he was seeing that he was saying something about, like, the game and, like, being in a precarious position, and I just felt like it was such an obvious, like, "Oh, we're giving you some foreshadowing and imagery." So that's why I think Carson gets 4th, purely for that. Um,
Okay.
and I think Carolyn goes at, like, 5th, and
Okay.
I think it's gonna be Danny, Jam Jam, and Jamie.
So what you're saying is Carolyn does not have it in the big.
No, I don't think so. I think that she has the prime, like, she's
The
what
big?
the big. No,
The big?
what I love about Carolyn is that she is like the narrator of the season, but from the
Yes.
perspective that she's not actually she's telling you it's a refreshing perspective of the narrator, which is not I'm running things. It's no one fucking listens to me and I'm
I'm
right
sitting
about
here,
everything.
they're having a conversation, and I'm like sitting right there,
So
and they're
that's why I
not.
think it's great. I think it's the most unique perspective we've heard as a narrator.
Carolyn is narrating the show while sitting in camp in front of everyone, and just doesn't realize that she's there. But you
You
know what? I would be there for it.
You know what? We need like a Survivor's Second Chances Invisible edition, which is Carolyn and Karishma and like
Yeah.
all these people. Remember when Karishma literally was like bleeding and nobody did anything? They were just like, okay, didn't pay any attention to her.
I live for that. I hate that that happened, but I've been in situations with certain people, and I'm not gonna name names, but it is somebody I know that thought they were having a heart attack at dinner, and it was one of the first times, Chris was having dinner with this person and a couple other people, and, the rest of us were just sitting there as this person was clenching their chest. "I think I'm having a heart attack," and I was just like, "You pass the rolls," and Chris is sitting there like, "Is this happening right now?" "Yeah. This happens every night."
So
Not having a heart attack. So it's like you get to the point where you're around these people so much that you just start doing stuff. Like the three of us, when I was in New York, we were so comfortable with each other. It was like anything could have happened.
right,
Not, naughty, but anything.
that would have been the least likely thing to have happened
Yeah, no, none of us
between
are
the
into
three of
each
us.
other in that way at all that
You
I'm
have
aware of. But
a straight woman, a gay man, and an asexual
yeah,
woman.
we're the
Like,
perfect trio.
we're the perfect trio for literally nothing to happen.
Chris
Uh,
had nothing to worry about, and he fucking knew it.
that's so funny. Imagine Chris being like, I don't know. Like, side note, I have a really close friend who, she went to Montreal with another one of our really close friends who was a gay man, and then myself. And she was like, my boyfriend requested that I sleep in a bed either by myself or with Beth. And I was like, okay, but we all know he's incredibly gay and has,
Yeah.
and she was like, I know it's stupid, that kind of thing. And I was like, okay. And so I ended up sleeping with the gay guy, and I wish they both snored horribly. So I didn't really sleep anyway.
I
Didn't matter where I
can't
slept.
like, I slept with Tyler, like, we slept in the same bed, but it was so funny because we were on your pullout, and he built a wall in between us of pillows, and I'm just sitting here watching him going, "Really? Like I have any interest in rolling over on you, like you have any interest in rolling over on all this. It ain't happening." There is more of a chance of you and I hooking up in the bedroom than
That's fair. It's a
it's fair.
fair.
It's true. True. I might be more attracted to you.
Well, likewise.
Yeah, thank you.
Imagine if this was like our weird way of being like, I like Allison. I love Beth.
I just sent you a note. It's gonna say, "Do you like me? Will you check the box? Yes, no, maybe."
Can you
And
give
if
it to
not me,
Tyler
you
in fifth period to pass it to me in math in sixth period?
pass it. I miss passing notes. I also miss when teachers would catch passing notes and then pull the dick move of reading the note in front of the entire class. Like, man, you haven't lived until you've had that happen to you.
You haven't
Anyway.
lived until your professor answers your phone for you because it's ringing in class.
Okay, well, once again, I'm 46, so we didn't even have beepers. Okay, our texting was writing notes, and when we wrote notes, Beth, we filled up the front, back of 4 college rule notebook paper, and we drew doodles, hearts, unicorns, fucking whatever you think, owls and
Okay,
hearts,
whatever.
all of it, all around the bind, just like filling in the gaps. Like I don't want any, and the bubble letters. I've been told I
Oh,
have
bubble letters.
beautiful penmanship.
You
Beautiful.
do, which
Thank
is
you.
why you handwrite your notes.
Yeah, I love to write, and that's why Tyler gives me shit because Tyler doesn't have good handwriting.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I have decent handwriting. It's not the prettiest, but it's very legible.
Make sure to become a patron. The https colon
Colon slash
slash
slash.
slash www.patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown / post join our patrons !lol. Actually, it just stops at my weekly meltdown, no slash.
Yeah, the post is only for people who are patrons to see. But if you do patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown, you can become a patron for as low as I think it's like $3 or $5 a month. Bow, 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 bow. Thanks.
Right. And Weston says our generation was intricate folding the notes.
Oh, the different
Folding
shape.
them.
Did you ever do like the little? It's like pick a
Okay.
number, pick a color.
I never did that, but my friends, the people, like the one friend I had did. Like I was never that talented, but we'd always do that. I always played. I was the one that was instrumental in bringing Mad Libs to school and playing MASH.
I'm
Okay.
literally looking up how to make the paper fortune teller because after this, when we are done, I'm creating one, and then I want to like predict your future with it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Because when I come back to New York, we're gonna do like I think we should do a new video, a game of me and you making the thing, and Tyler has to MC it.
Okay, here's the other thing. I bought the game MASH, but the adult version of it. I don't know what that means. But it comes with little whiteboards and you write things down. And yeah. Can we play that? Can we have a sleepover?
That and Cards Against Humanity.
I also have that. Well, you can't see. It's behind my my thing here. But
yes.
I also have Cards Against Humanity.
That was a very uncomfortable game to play with my husband, my daughter-in-law, and my.
I had to explain to my mom what a queef was.
Yeah, there was some interesting stuff, and it ended up. I stopped playing and I emceed the whole thing with the three of them playing, and I picked up and read their like I read the you blank outside the toilet. What are you doing outside the toilet? Write it down on the piece of paper. I think I recognize your handwriting, Zoe. Oh God, I get into it. I love posting stuff like that. It's terrible. Anyway, so yes.
Is that The Walking Dead? It's called Dead of Winter. It's based off of the Walking Dead comics. Yeah, it's incredible. It's a really good game. Everdell's like one of my favorite games of all time. I have Betrayal on the House on the Hill. I have Ticket to Ride New York, which Matt Henning in the chat gave me, as well as Bonanza, which is this game right here, which is the bean game. It's a great one. I have Mysterium. I have Sushi Go, which Matt also gave me. Thank you. And then I have code names here at the bottom. I have a Pokemon puzzle I haven't done yet. And then in that little thing down there, I've got Cards Against Humanity, cards, and other things.
You have a lot of stuff.
I love board games.
See, I get into I'm not into like playing Life or Monopoly and stuff like that, but man, if it's a charades or cards, so you know what I'm saying? Like I can anything where I get to be active and animated, I'm all excited because it's fun. Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know what led to this abyss, but I think that about wraps up.
Yeah, I think we're good for tonight. I do think that, next week it'll be interesting. Who do you think's going next?
Okay. Man, I'm feeling Jamie or Heidi for some reason, and Danny. Those three. One of those three. I'm feeling it's heavy. It's heavy.
I think it's Heidi.
I really thought Matt was making it to at least Final Four. So man, I'm scared to even say anything. You think it's Heidi?
I think Heidi, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, go in all seriousness. Go to, patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown, become a patron. We do a lot of our patron shows in the dead of winter and the summer. So we're putting together stuff for that right now. You can join me normally on Mondays with Rory. We are covering Yellow Jackets on Showtime season 2. We broke the code last night. I figured out the whole show. Oh. And I've been dragged all across social media for it, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It's great though. We came up with it last night, and then we'll be back next Wednesday for our coverage of this Survivor 44, the unofficial
Survivor podcast,
where we talk about all things. We got a biology lesson in the female genitalia today.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about board games. We were translating cloud. You know, we're just all over the place.
And
We're supposed to give a shout out to somebody.
yes. So Tyler wanted to make sure that we give a shout out to Peridium, who a lot of you who are listening to us probably know from YouTube, who just has an incredible Survivor, especially Survivor focused, but sometimes even Big Brother focused videos. Just he'll do things like, you know, what are the most busted advantages ever in Survivor? Or he'll make videos about who do you think would be the best survivors in certain situations, or doing deep dives into everything. And he is incredible. I play Goose Goose Duck with him on Sundays from time to time, or Among Us, and he's just really, really fun. And he's really great. So go check out his channel. Tyler's really, really impressed with his latest video.
I need to check him out.
He's a lot of fun.
I used to play Duck Duck Goose. Is that Goose Goose Duck the same thing, or is it something different?
It's something different.
Okay, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Where you sit in a circle and you go duck, duck, goose. Yeah.
I used to get slapped. Did you get slapped during that game? I'd always get the angry kid go, duck, 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 goose. I mean, that's just how it would go. But I'm in the South, though.
I was just going to say, you were the South and grew up in like the 70s and 80s. So I'm just saying.
I was born in 70, so let's not age me. I'm not that fine of a wine, but I could be.
That's anyway. Like me saying I grew up in the 80s. I was born in 88. So
yeah, I grew up in the 80s, pubertied in the 90s, and bared a child, and Finley's about to go nuts if I don't let him out to pee.
All right.
So yeah, join us next week, and we'll see you then. And yeah, that's how that's gonna go.
Bye.